You have entered the realm of the truth. Mickey the truth. If you tell it, know what it is. If you clean, then clear your name. Whichever way it go, it'll definitely be the truth.
Yeah, they be like, who is this Mickey Truth girl? Who qualifies her to put a work on these people?
Hey,
Yeah, I'd rather be real than street any day.
All right, y'all, before we get started, okay, all information is alleged, assumed, opinion based off of my research, okay, and warning, viewer discretion is advised, trigger warning possible, okay, trigger warning possible. We will be discussing sexual assault, and I just want to make clear that Mickey Truth or any of my affiliates or anything does not condone any sexual violence of any kind, any sexual abuse, anything, okay? This information is a public record. This information is provided by the federal court and state court of New York, and is all in regards to what was used on the case that we're referencing. No information was obtained by direct knowledge of any sort from anybody affiliated with Mickey Truth in my platform, okay? So again, viewer discretion is advised, trigger warning possible, all right? Let's get into the content. So some of y'all may be wondering, like, yo, Mickey, where's these photos coming from? Some of y'all may have seen them, actually. Well, last night, after I finished recording, like I said, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? I realized it was a civil case opened by a Jennifer Hugh. Yes, the Jennifer Hugh that did the interview that had a lot to say in regards to this case. And it dawned on me that the paperwork that I went over last night does have the victim name redacted, but you do see the J and the H, okay? So that made me look into the civil matter, and it came up with a boatload of paperwork. Okay, now I'm gonna start with the most recent paperwork on the case because a lot of the details have been going around for a minute. So with that being said, a document was filed back on August 11th, 2023 by Jennifer Hugh's legal team. And it says here, Plaintiff Hugh believes supplementing the pleadings will promote the economical and speedy deposition of the controversy between the parties. And the supplemental filing will not cause undue delay, nor would it be prejudiced. Okay. Defendant Petty, as he consented to the collection of these documents in 1994, in a minute to attempting to rape Plaintiff Hugh as part of a plea deal in 1995, Plaintiff Hugh intends to supplement her pleadings with the evidence and records provided. Yo, shout out to my truth team, okay? Because let me tell you something. That's why I love my actual supporters that really be like understanding how it goes in this lane that I'm in, understanding, okay, the process. So one of my supporters let me know in the comments that it's actual photos that has been released in regards to this case. And when I was looking it up, I'm like, well, I don't see the photos on the Fed case. And then I had Googled the case, right? And a name popped up, Jennifer Hugh, and it was saying that it was like they were trying to, they meaning Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, in accordance to the victim, trying to intimidate her to drop the case and stuff. And I'm like, drop the case? The case was over since 1995. Then I'm like, shoot, Mickey, the civil case. So I went looking into the civil case, and boom, I found the picture. So shout out to my truth team for always finding the information and letting me know, like, okay, Mickey, we hear you, but look, you know, it's something else to it you might want to look into. So here we are. Now, I have released the photos already, but now I'm about to go into what the photos are showing, right? So with that being said, this is from the version of the victim, okay? So this is what the victim is alleging. As you can see, factual allegations, okay? And it says, Kenneth Petty violently raped Plaintiff Hugh, starting at number 22. September 16, 1994 is the date burned into Plaintiff's memory and soul forever. Plaintiff, a 16-year-old girl, left her grandmother's house in Jamaica, Queens, and was headed to the Q7 MTA bus stop on 145th Street and Rockaway Boulevard to catch the bus for school. Petty was standing at the bus stop when plaintiff got there. Upon information and belief, Petty was a known delinquent that opted not to go to school, instead choosing to spend his days scouring the streets of Jamaica, Queens. On September 16, 1994, when plaintiff arrived at the bus stop, she was taken aback at the sight of Petty waiting at the bus stop. Upon information and belief, Petty's custom was to stand outside the store across the street from the bus stop, not the bus stop itself. Plaintiff stood at the bus stop but did not address Petty. Defendant Petty asked plaintiff, "Where are you going?" To which plaintiff responded, "To school." "Where are you going?" To which Petty answered, "I'm going to school also." Plaintiff did not believe him because she knew Petty never went to school, as she responded, "Yeah, right." After the brief exchange, plaintiff turned her back to Petty to look to see if the Q7 bus or a dollar van was coming. As she turned her back, Petty approached her from behind. Petty grabbed the back of plaintiff's jacket, firmly pressed what she believed was a gun into her back, and told her to start walking. Plaintiff tried to turn around, but Petty would not let her go, nor would he take the gun from her back. Plaintiff began pleading for her life. "Kenny, where are we going? Kenny, please let me go." Petty did not let her go. Upon information and belief, he had already made up his deprived mind that he would rape plaintiff. Petty walked plaintiff to the house around the corner from the bus stop, not letting go of his grip on her clothing and with the gun still pressed firmly into her back. Petty kicked the door to the house open, pushed plaintiff inside, walked her upstairs still at gunpoint. Plaintiff was crying the whole way up the stairs, pleading for her life, absolutely terrified of what will happen to her. Petty brought plaintiff to his filthy, cluttered, disgusting bedroom. Upon information and belief, the attached exhibits are photos of the filthy room where Petty proceeded to rape plaintiff. This image comes directly from the evidence the Queens District Attorney collected on September 16, 1994. When this evidence was collected, Petty admitted via a video recorded in-person interrogation that it was indeed his room in his house. And that's Exhibit C, they said, okay? Plaintiff pled to Petty, "What do you want from me? Why am I here?" Petty replied as she pled through tears, only saying, "You know what I want." Plaintiff continues to struggling with Petty, fighting for her life to get this rapist off her. Okay. Now it says Petty held her down with his body weight and used his hands to forcibly rip off her pants, prying them off of her small 16-year-old frame. Plaintiff was fighting back with the strength she had. In turn, plaintiff savagely bit plaintiff on her face. I think that's kind of, you know, I think they meant to say maybe the offended bit the plaintiff, but that's what the paperwork say right there. Okay. Upon information and belief, the attached exhibit is a photo of the bite mark on plaintiff's face caused because of defendant Petty. So yeah, so they're saying Petty bit her. The image comes directly from the evidence the Queens District Attorney collected on September 16, 1994, which is Exhibit A. Then Petty grabs a knife, again, presses it into the plaintiff's stomach, causing a small cut, and threatens to use it further. Upon information and belief, the attached exhibit is a photo of the knife used by Petty. This image comes directly from the evidence the Queens District Attorney collected on September 16, 1994. When this evidence was collected, Petty admitted via a video recorded in-person interrogation that he owned this knife. Petty squeezes plaintiff's sides to force her to release her pants. Okay. And again, they said, hey, they have this, okay, directly from the district attorney office. Okay. And it says the text exhibits are photos of 16-year-old plaintiff's bruised sides where Petty violently grabbed her to force her to stop fighting, allowing Petty to pull down her pants and rape her. Okay. Then it says Petty then savagely and violently choked plaintiff, leaving fingerprints on plaintiff's neck. Then it says also, upon information and belief, the attached exhibits are photos of 16-year-old plaintiff's bruised neck, evidencing Petty's fingerprints. These images come directly from evidence from the Queens District Attorney's Office collected September 16, 1994. After being threatened with a knife cut on her stomach, plaintiff had no fight. Seeing no escape in sight, plaintiff did the only thing she could do to save her life, give in and hope her rape would be over quickly. Once Petty got off plaintiff, he stood in the mirror and beat on his chest, stating, I am the man," repeatedly. Oh, that's sick. Okay. The escape. Plaintiff mustered all her strength and courage to get back up again and asked Petty, "Can I please leave?" Plaintiff attempted to walk towards the door and was blocked by Petty, who prevented her from leaving. All plaintiff could do at this point was to beg and plead to her rapist for her freedom. "Please let me go. I promise I won't say nothing or say anything to get out of that house." Petty is still admiring himself after the violent rape in the mirror and attempts to light a cigarette to celebrate his depravity. Quickly thinking, plaintiff said, "Let me light it for you." She lit the match and attempted to throw the lit flame towards a roll of toilet paper on the dresser in front of her, hoping to set the toilet paper ablaze. The flame goes out before it reaches the toilet paper roll. She then grabbed a contact solution container on the dresser. She threw it with whatever strength she had left at Petty's head. Upon information belief, the attached exhibit is a photo of the contact solution plaintiff threw at Petty after Petty raped her and refused to let her leave the room. This image comes directly from the evidence the Queen District Attorneys collected on September 16, 1994. When this evidence was collected, Petty admitted via a video recorded in-person interrogation that he owned this bottle of contact solution and was the same bottle of contact solution in his room in his house. As Petty ducked from the contact solution, plaintiff pushed him with all her might. He fell and she sprinted down the stairs. It continues to say, Petty quickly gets up and yells down the stairs at plaintiff's room, a sentence that follows her for the rest of her life. "Nobody's going to believe you." Now, it says 16-year-old plaintiff immediately reports the rape. Plaintiff did not stop running and sprinted at least 20 blocks until she reached John Adams High School. Once there, she informed the school security guards of what had happened, and they immediately contacted the police. Once the police arrived, they questioned plaintiff. They placed her in a van to go to the house to confirm the location of the rape and to arrest Petty. Upon information and belief, the attached exhibit is a complaint report written by NYPD on September 16, 1994. This document comes directly from the evidence the Queens District Attorney collected on September 16, 1994, which is Exhibit G. Petty was still in the house where he raped plaintiff and was arrested on the spot. Upon information and belief, the attached exhibit is the online booking arrest worksheet written by NYPD on September 16, 1994. This document comes directly from evidence the Queen District Attorney. Y'all get the gist, okay? Plaintiff confirmed his identity, and then the police took Petty to the police station and took plaintiff to the hospital to be checked. Now, it says on or about September 16, 1994, Petty, okay, was arrested for raping the plaintiff and later released on a $35,000 bond. Upon information and relief, the exhibits in the Intake Bureau arrest worksheet written by the NYPD on September 16, 1994, and it comes directly from the attorney office, okay? Now, it says Petty's sperm is found in the plaintiff's vagina and Petty's underwear. On or about September 16, 1994, plaintiff completed a rape kit at Jamaica's Hospital Emergency Department. Okay, this document comes directly from evidence, all right? Then it says, on or about September 22nd, 1994, chemist Monica Brooks provided a police laboratory analyst report which states in the two relevant part, 2 vagina smears and 1 pair of panties were positive for the presence of sperm. 1 pair of checker shorts was positive for the presence of sperm. And this document comes directly from evidence, okay? Petty was indicted, okay, for rape in the first degree, sexual abuse in the first degree, unlawful imprisonment in the second degree, assault in the second degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree, which we went over last night. That was listed also in his federal case. Now, they said here That on or about September 21st, 1994, Petty was indicted on 5 counts, which I just went over. This is coming directly from the Queens District Attorney evidence, okay? Now, it says plaintiff suffered physical violence as a result of defendant's Petty's plea. Ooh, all right. So, it says on the day of Petty's criminal proceeding, plaintiff's family forced her to attend the hearing even though she did not have to be there. She was not testifying because Petty had already taken a plea deal. Plaintiff hid in the stairwell the whole time, mentally in shambles. Okay. The Queens District Attorney happened to take the stairs that day and ran into the plaintiff sitting in the stairs and asked what she was doing there. Plaintiff told the truth and said, "They are forcing me to drop the charges." The DA responded that she would handle it. When everyone was in court, the judge asked if anyone had something to say, and the plaintiff stood up and stated that she wanted to drop the charges. The judge did not find that statement very convincing and stated, "Take that up with the district attorney." Plaintiff was beaten at home that day because she was not convincing enough for the judge. The family feared what would happen because Petty was now facing prison. Oh my gosh. So, wow. Wow, that's something. Plaintiff was mentally and emotionally destroyed and attempted to find value and kindness in anything she could, partying, drugs, living in the streets, and in and out of shelters. The plaintiff's self-worth was at zero. Her emotions was empty and she was lost. Plaintiff moved around a lot because she was too afraid to go back to New York for fear of someone recognizing her. Plaintiff had 4 children, numerous failed relationships, and never knew a true home in her entire life. Yo, that cuts deep, man. Like your family though. And you know what? Just this is just my opinion based off just what I have experienced, what I know, what I have witnessed. That's why a lot of girls don't like to come forward about things like that, because it's not just the person who did it, but family plays a big role in that also. Who prayers to her. Like that's regardless what you feel, what you believe in it's still that's a lot. All right, we're gonna get into the Kenneth Petty and Nicki Minaj angle in another video. I want to focus just on the evidence that was presented with this document first. So let's go into Exhibit A. Okay, as y'all can see here, this is the photo. All right, that is the bite mark. That's a lot. That's crazy. All right, the next one here. And it even got the dates. Yo, you know this is a throwback. This is a damn Polaroid. Polaroid? What was it? Polaroid? But you get what I'm saying. That's a long knife. Oh my gosh. Sheesh. Sheesh. All right, hold on. I'm trying to blow up the pictures, y'all. Oh yeah, that room is junky. I ain't gonna cap. What? Why is it so junky? Is that a pot? That's a pot. That's crazy. What? Those are a bunch of pots. What the hell? Must be like a small house or something. Is that a butter knife? The world? All them blankets. It just look like it smells. I ain't gonna lie, it look like it smells. Like this room got all types of stuff in it. They got stuff on the heater. Like this is crazy. That don't look safe to have that right there. All right, we got more photos to go through. So hold on, let me pull it up. All the bruises on her side, and she do look small just from what they showing so far. Oh dang, on both sides. Sheesh. All right, let me blow this one up. All right, this is more. Oh, her neck. Sheesh. You do see the fingerprints and stuff. Oh, Poach, baby. Sure, is that her house? Her house look a little junky too, but oh, that's a solution right there. That was in paperwork. All right, so they actually got the reports in here, so let's look at this too. So this is the original report. Yeah, it said walking to school. So her details was the same of what she put in on the day one, to be honest. Kenny Petty. Cause remember I told you the paperwork does say Kenny Petty, not, Kenneth at the time. Nickname Kazoo. Yep. That's what it says. And that's what we read in the paperwork that was on his federal case for failing to register too. Oh, all right. What is this? Exhibit H. Oh, this is the online booking system arrest worksheet. Yep, that's what it is. I wonder why or how. See, even got her down there. I wonder why, you know what I'm saying, it was attempted rape if they actually found semen and said, she was raped. I wonder if that had something to do. Well, no, can't even say that had something to do with it because they said he had already took in a plea deal before she stood up in court and said she wanted to drop it. So I wonder what that's about. So hold on. Intake Bureau. Parties knew each other from neighborhood and high school and came up behind, complained on her way to school, plastic bottle, escape. Okay, this must be, yep. So this is from her still. How was the defendant arrested at home? She knows many of them. All right, let's see what's next. What's this? The emergency record. Okay. Man, doctors and nurses' handwriting is awful. I don't know what that says, but that's in here too. This is the investigation. The clothes. It looks like. Hold on, is this first? It's not the first page. This is the first page. Oh, for the rape kit. All right, what's this? Oh yeah, we went over this too last night. Dang, you can tell this all. Look at the color of the paper. I'm not gonna go over that again because I went over in the last video. All right, and the rest of these will be in the second video. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to pull up on your girl Mickey Truth. As always, go over to MickeyTruth.com and get you that merch because you know your girl stay with that work. So until next time, holla! No matter what you go through, do what you got to do and conquer the world. At the great on the beat. Coming from where I come from, they doubted me, but I came up. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world. I made it through the storm, trying to conquer the world.